The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The count for the 2024 Keith Sims Medal begins in 5 minutes. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The count for the 2024 Keith Sims Medal begins in 2 minutes. The count for the 2024 Keith Sims Medal begins in 1 minute. The count for the 2024 Keith Sims Medal begins in 30 seconds. the Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. Good evening everyone and welcome to the 2024 Keith Sims Medal acknowledging our Men's League champion. A life member since 1978, Keith Sims was awarded the OAM in 2003 for his service to sport, particularly through the South Australian Amateur Football League. The medal is awarded to the best and fairest player in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 competition as determined by umpires. Just a reminder that any player with an asterisk by their name has been found guilty of an offence and is ineligible for the award. Of course, we're in the middle of finals here in the Adelaide Footy League season. We wish all players all the best for their finals campaign. Please enjoy the evening and join us in celebrating our champions tonight. Before we get into the count, we would like to thank our 2024 principal partner, Channel 9. Our platinum partner, Born to Build. And our major partners, West End, Sharon, Police Credit Union, Breakthrough Mental Health, and the South Australian Police. And our valued partners, O'Neill Sportswear, Neomorph Mouthguards, Belgravia Sports and New Balance. Our preferred partners, Billy's Bakery and Wakefield Sports Clinic. And our supporting partners, Bianco Construction and Industrial Supplies, SA Gourmet Meats, FX, Konica Minolta, and Club Ducks. And the game wouldn't go on without our apparel and medical partners, ISC, Belgravia Sports, Nelson Teamwear, O'Neill Sportswear, Sports Centre, and Viva Sports, along with MediPro and IDM MaxiPlast. And we support the following charities: Breakthrough Mental Health and the Little Heroes Foundation. And before we begin the count for the 2024 Keith Sims Medal, let's take a look at the leaderboard to the end of round 5. So plenty of star power at the top of the leaderboard after 5 rounds. Abe Davis, the 2023 winner from Glenunga, on 9 votes alongside Sacred Heart's Cameron Rankin. They're both one ahead of Jake Pittman from Golden Grove on 8 votes. My word, Golden Grove, haven't they had an amazing run over the last 4 or 5 years. Joey Haynes, the boy from South Adelaide, now with Port District on 6. He's alongside Matthew Nunn, the forward Norwood skipper, now with Payneham Norwood Union, also on 6 votes. We'll flip over to the second page of the leaderboard. There's a group of 3 players on 5 votes: Anthony Giannini, Noah Hyde and Seb Kerish. And then one back on 4, Sam Gray, the ex-Port Adelaide boy, now with Port District, on 4 votes alongside Brodie Latham, Ricky O'Loughlin-Johncock and Jed Spence. They round out our leaderboard. Round 6 live count not far away, but first of all, let's take a look at some highlights from round 6 to 10.
Robinson, just picking up from Johnson, in it comes. Here's a big twist there, Seagulls. So in it comes the horseman, standing back. This is Tim.
Adam Flanagan gets the 1-2 from Russell, has a bounce, then pursued by Personos, has 2, approaches 40 metres, Has a shot at goal. It's coming back. It's through. Great goal running.
But in a lot.
Let's get into the live count. This is round 6. Golden Grove versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, C. Pridham. 2 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. Tea Tree Gully versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, B. Penny. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Howard. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Olsen. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Stewart Rattray. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. Reid. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, A. Edward. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, P. Cockatoo Collins. 2 votes, Port District, C. Gaffney. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Payneham Norwood Union versus Broadview. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 2 votes, Broadview, T. Hill. 3 votes, Broadview, S. Jackson. Round 7. Broadview versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Stewart Rattray. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. Vrodos. Port District versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Giannini. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Dodson. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Mackenzie. Brighton Bombers versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, J. Francis. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, T. Murphy. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, R. O'Loughlin Johncock. Glenunga versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Rankin. 3 votes, Glenunga, C. Pridham. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 2 votes, Golden Grove, L. Johnson. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. Round 8. Port District versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Port District, M. Rose. 2 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, O. Carthy. Golden Grove versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, H. McAuliffe. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Kerrish. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. Tea Tree Gully versus Broadview. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, B. Latham. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Olsen. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, T. West. Glenunga versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, M. Carruthers. 2 votes, Glenunga, T. Butterworth. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. Round 9. Tea Tree Gully versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, B. Penny. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Dewhurst. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, J. Haynes. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Newman. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Stewart Rattray. Payneham Norwood Union versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, T. Bealby. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. West. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. Brighton Bombers versus Broadview. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, O. Carthy. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, J. Plenty. 3 votes, Broadview, S. Danielle. Round 10. Port District versus Broadview. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lysette. 2 votes, Port District, L. Sharad. 3 votes, Broadview, S. Danielle. Glenunga versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Glenunga, J. West. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, T. Wellesby. 3 votes, Glenunga, S. Prowse. Golden Grove versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, J. Shirley. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Trenorden. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. Tea Tree Gully versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Kerrish. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Rankin. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Noble. And that concludes the voting to round 10. So plenty of moves made on the leaderboard as we sneak just past the halfway point of the count. Abe Davis holds the lead by 1. Jake Pittman has been polling regularly. He sits just 1 behind. 17 votes to Davis, 16 votes to Pittman. Cam Rankin, he also moved. He's on 13 votes in 3rd position. Matty Nunn at Payneham Norwood Union, he's just 1 back in 4th place. Lachlan McNamara rounds out the front page of our leaderboard. He's 7 votes back on 10 votes there, the boy from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. We'll jump across to page 2 of the leaderboard. Joey Haynes from Port District on 9. Picked up a couple of votes there, but has lost touch with the leaders a little bit. Seb Kerrish on 8. And a couple of players on 7, Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock and Christopher Olsen. Sam Danielle, well, he polled really well last year and he's picked up a couple of 3-pointers recently there for Broadview. Anthony Giannini, Ethan Moore and Bradley Noble all on 6 votes as well. They round out our leaderboard to the end of round 10. We'll return to the count shortly, but here are some highlights from rounds 11 to 15.
Wellesby, of course, number 2, kicks 7 against Adelaide Glenunga. So plenty of hot players today to keep an eye on. They get a clearance from the centre, and nobody in particular. Go get that if you can. Handball, great tackle. Had the left arm pinned, running through. Cutting up. Dominating it quickly, progressing to the board like now. Over the top. Ralph is there. Smith is straight up again. Handles it backwards. Fora still tackles again. With a quick snap away, beautifully kicked. The spinning of that one was a bit like a trick.
Which always helps bring in money to the clubs. They're out here. Lewis Sharad having a fantastic game. Might be on his way to a pair of arses. Look at that kick.
Taken in the square, but Giannini gets a quick handball out. Rahui dances around them all. Rahui, he puts it through, and that is absolute magic from Clive Rahui. He's stolen that.
Wait for ages, pretty good striking distance. Just up 2 steps, makes it look easy. Lovely left foot kick. Jeez, it's a tough kick for a left footer.
He's Scotty Larson, doing well in the ruck. The ball to the running. Yuck. Goes up forward. Big lead. Oh, well marked. Great mark. Thomas Carter. Got a bit with the north. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. Beautiful kick. Goes through.
Let's return to the count. This is round 11. Round 11. Brighton Bombers versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, O. Carthy. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, J. Tarker. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, D. Lang. Payneham Norwood Union versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Glias. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. McDermott. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Kerrish. Port District versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Port District, S. McKay. 2 votes, Port District, S. Gray. 3 votes, Port District, M. Rose. Broadview versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, A. Davis. 2 votes, Glenunga, T. Kennett. 3 votes, Glenunga, C. Pridham. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Glen. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, N McGill. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L Pasco. Round 12. Tea Tree Gully versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, J Spence. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C Olsen. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, B Dodson. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S Kerrish. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J Vrodos. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B Noble. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, C Anyang. 2 votes, Broadview, J Hart Kelly. 3 votes, Broadview, C O'Leary. Golden Grove versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J Glenn. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, D Lang. 3 votes, Golden Grove, C Shenton. Glenunga versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, M Rose. 2 votes, Port District, L Sharrod. 3 votes, Glenunga, C Pridham. Round 13. Port District versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L Macaulay. 2 votes, Port District, S Lysette. 3 votes, Port District, N Haynes. Brighton Bombers versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S Tapp. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, W Rivers. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B Noble. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, J Spence. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, C Dwyer. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M Nunn. Glenunga versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Glenunga, J West. 2 votes, Glenunga, M McMahon. 3 votes, Glenunga, A Davis. Broadview versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Broadview, K Flanagan. 2 votes, Golden Grove, A Thatcher. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J Pittman. Round 14. Tea Tree Gully versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, B Penny. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, B Latham. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, M Carruthers. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, L Benuto. 2 votes, Broadview, E Smith. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B Noble. Payneham Norwood Union versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, A Giannini. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, D Lang. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, J Spence. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, D Fay. 2 votes, Glenunga, T Kennett. 3 votes, Glenunga, J West. Golden Grove versus Port District. 1 vote, Golden Grove, A Thatcher. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J Pittman. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J Hable. Round 15. Port District versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, S Gray. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B Noble. 3 votes, Port District, S Lysette. Brighton Bombers versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, R O'Loughlin Johncock. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, C Perry. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, J Tarker. Broadview versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, A Giannini. 2 votes, Broadview, J White. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M Nunn. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, B Penny. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C Pitt. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L McNamara. Glenunga versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Glenunga, S Parsons. 2 votes, Glenunga, J West. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. And that concludes the voting to the end of round 15. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Well, with 3 rounds to go, we are in the middle of an absolutely wonderful count. Jake Pittman tied the scores at 21 apiece at the end of round 14, but in the last round there, Abe Davis does it once again. 3 votes for Glenunga to go 3 ahead. He's on 24. Jake Pittman 3 back on 21. Matty Nunn another 3 back from Payneham Norwood Union on 18. And then rounding out our leaderboard on the top page, Bradley Noble from Sacred Heart Old Collegians on 17. His teammate, the early leader, Cam Rankin, on 13 votes. 11 votes back between first and fifth. So you can see the way the top end of town is really made their move in the last couple of rounds. Let's go across to the second page of the leaderboard now. Lachlan McNamara also there on 13 votes from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Seb Kerrish on 12. Charlie Pridham from Glenunga on 10. Always do well to take votes off Abe Davis when you're at the Glenunga Footy Club. Joey Haynes on 9 alongside Chris Olsen at T3 Gully. Jed Spence on 9. Scott Lysette on 9. Jordan West on 9. And then the final 2 on our leaderboard with 8 votes, Anthony Giannini from Payneham Norwood Union and the Brighton Bomber, Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock. Here are some highlights from round 16.
Back to Johnston, driving ball towards centre wing. Blades is out the back, dishes off. Great kick forward inside 450 by Glenn. That's one over the top. Plays on a minute.
Round 16. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. Reid. 2 votes, Broadview, S. Danielle. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. T3 Gully versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, T3 Gully, B. Penny. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, C. Perry. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, D. Lang. Payneham Norwood Union versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lysette. 2 votes, Port District, T. Heffernan. 3 votes, Port District, A. Deinhoff. Golden Grove versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, C. Pridham. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. West. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. That concludes the voting for round 16. Let's return to the leaderboard. So 2 rounds remaining. Davis has pushed his lead out to 5 and there's only 6 votes left on the table. Oh, what a move it was from Abe Davis, the big 3 voter in round 16. Pittman picked up 1. He can stay in touch, but he's going to need to be perfect from here on in. Incredibly, no one else in the top 8 picked up a vote in round 16. Matty Nunn stays where he is on 18. He's too far back now, as is everyone else. Brad Noble on 17. Lockie McNamara on 13 alongside Cam Rankin. Seb Kerrish on 12. Charlie Pidham and Jordan West on 11. Dylan Lang and the big Port Adelaide ruckman Scott Lysette there on 10. And then it goes down to 9. Joey Haynes, Chris Olsen, Jed Spence. And on 8 votes to round us out is Sam Danielle, Anthony Giannini and Ricky O'Loughlin. John Cock. We're going to take a short break from the count for the Keith Sims medal because it is time to present the Drew Litster medal, named in recognition of Drew Litster, a champion full forward for Ross Trevor Old Collegians. He booted 1,241 goals across his 15-year career. Twice he booted 100 goals in a season, and on 8 occasions he was the leading goal kicker in Division 1. And it's a massive congratulations to Brodie Latham from Tea Tree Gully, who was taken out the Drew Litster Medal this year. He kicked 45 goals for the Gullies. Congratulations to Brodie Latham. Here are some highlights from round 17.
Four kick goes to Tate. Tate's getting down on the right, but someone there. Hansfield. So Hansfield's going to go straight in. He's going to kick with the kick and the goal kick. Down. Olsen's kick. And there's someone. Takes the mark.
Goes to Shepherd, gets a slicer down the line, directed at Pasco and Cavallaro. Smart kick, good work off the ground by Cavallaro. Could this be the Stag of the year? Is this the Stag of the year? Up forward, oh quick!
Picked it up, then the brother of Steinhoff, sliced it there, had to give it back, Steiny, there it is! Floats out, Big West, taps it out wide, picking it up was James Higgins, he goes bang and kicks a goal today. And there's the phone! St. Peter's have knocked over the undefeated Glenunga. You would not read about it, what a great win by the Spot Boys.
Round 17. Broadview versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Broadview, K. Flanagan. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, T. Martin. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Olsen. Brighton Bombers versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, S. Gray. 2 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Payneham Norwood Union versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, J. Chris Danzig. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. St. Peter's Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, H. Prosser. 2 votes, St. Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. 3 votes, St. Peter's Old Collegians, A. Edward. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Rankin. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. That concludes the voting for round 17. Let's return our attention to the leaderboard, and the race is still alive. James Pittman from Golden Grove, he picks up the maximum 3 votes. My word, he needed them to stay alive, and stay alive he has. He comes within 2 of Abe Davis, our leader from Glenunga, on 27. Everyone else is out. Matty Nunn, Payneham Norwood Union on 20. Bradley Noble from Sacred Heart Old Collegians on 17. He's 3 ahead of Cameron Rankin on 14. Couple on 13, Lockie McNamara of Prince Alfred and Scotty Lysette from Port District. Seb Kerrish on 12 from Sacred Heart Old Collegians, alongside Chris Olsen from Tea Tree Gully. Port District's Joey Haynes on 11. He's alongside Charlie Pridham and Jordan West. Rounding out our leaderboard, Edward Allen from St. Peter's on 10, alongside Dylan Lang from Brighton Bombers. But it's at the top of the leaderboard where it all matters. Abe Davis leads by 2 from James Pittman. 1 round to come. Let's take a look at the highlights for round 18.
Comes now with the left leg. Oh, got the left leg swinging beautifully. It's right on the line. Jeffy White got through well on that. Just by third, it looks fairly good. The players are happy in the goal too. That's the 4. That'll go. Number 1. For the year 8 Davis, despite not being players. That's on the elimination final against Golden Grove. Where it'll be, well, that's the big side of James Grove out of the rock and snap towards goal. That is a fantastic finish. It's like 50 now, and that's over the back. Just going to land in. Wilkins, yes, he's springs in the goal. 25 out. About 45, crosses the 50, runs out to the left, gives it a nice looking kick. Hazy, oh my word. 33 goals coming to this one. The kick comes along nicely, straight through the middle. Bone pressure comes in.
Bone crusher. Got it.
One big tap, Stuart Rattray over the top to George. Good hands. Hurry kick forward, Reed's there. Oh, got in good position, but he's socking it off the ground.
Is it the last chance for Tea Gully? They got a really good chance here. Latham has these for breakfast. And
Round 18. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Rankin. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. McRae. Broadview versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Broadview, T. Hill. 2 votes, Broadview, N. Little. 3 votes, Broadview, S. Danielle. Port District versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lysette. 2 votes, Port District, L. Sharrod. 3 votes, Port District, S. Gray. Golden Grove versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Golden Grove, L. Johnson. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Olsen. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. Glenunga versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Dodson. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. West. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. That concludes the voting in the Keith Sims medal. I can confirm after 18 rounds, the winner with 30 votes from the Glenunga Football Club is Abe Davis. So let's take a look at the final leaderboard in the Keith Sims medal. It's Abe Davis by 5. He goes back to back. What an outstanding couple of years he has had in this competition. Jake Pittman, outstanding season from the boy from Golden Grove. He finishes 5 back on 25 votes after giving a real sight with 1 round to come. Matty Nunn from Payneham Norwood Union, he has been an established star in South Australian football for a number of years. He finishes with the bronze medal in an Olympic year on 20 votes. Bradley Noble on 17, 1 ahead of his teammate at Sacred Heart on 16 votes. Scott Lysette, well, his move from the elite level of football to community footy has been extremely successful. 14 votes from Port District. Chris Olsen alongside of him on 14. Lockie McNamara from Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Jordan West from Glenunga, both on 13 votes. And Josh Glenn on 12 votes, who picked up some votes in the final couple of games, didn't he? He finishes on 12 votes alongside Seb Kerrish from Sacred Heart Old Collegians. And then there are 3 players on 11, Sam Gray, Joey Haynes and Charlie Pridham. They round out our leaderboard, but our winner with 30 votes is Abe Davis of Glenunga. We're going to be joining him at Webb Oval very shortly. In the meantime, let's take a look at some highlights from the 2024 Keith Sims medalist, Abe Davis.
Wait for Abe, pretty good strike. Just up 2 steps, makes it look easy. Beautiful goal. Too long, West. Good work. Goes out the back to Davis. Should have no trouble here. He's got one. The pass goes down to Davis. Dishes out the back.
Side forward 50. Here it is. It's Davis. Back to his opponent. Drives off one. Then takes his time. And
So he does well, gets around one. Pumps it in, Big Davis there, being held. Oh, too strong, the big fella.
rocket it up to the top from under goal again.
He's a beautiful kick of the football, we know.
There's a lot of numbers. Tell you what, Davis down there, setting him.
So Davis, in he comes. It's pretty good up him. He gets the ball, goes forward. Davis there, 1 out. Gets a good little hit. Oh, soccer. Dave.
Dave.
Oh, just brute strength.
Oh.
Davis now steaming through the middle, the big man. Up forward, what can Davis do? He picks it up, little right foot, check side. Bang, there's the first one for Glenunga. Strolls in, straight through the middle. He loves it, so Abe Davis has got his second.
The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. Begins in 5 minutes. Thank you for joining us here at Webb Oval for the presentation of the 2024 Keith Sims Medal. For the second year running, our winner from the Glenunga Rams Football Club, Abe Davis. Glenunga fans, let's hear it for Abe. Popular winner here at the Glenunga Footy Club, a popular winner right across the competition as well. Tom Edwards is the president of the Glenunga Football Club. I'll invite you to place the jacket on your star captain. Yeah. Nathan Grimer is the coach of the Glenunga Football Club. Nathan, if you would like to present the Keith Sims Medal to Abe Davis. Abe, congratulations. Back-to-back winner, just the fourth in the history of the competition. Goes back to 1911, this medal. Whether you like it or not, it stamps you as one of the greats of this competition. How do you feel on the back of what's been an emphatic couple of years of football for you?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it for me just comes back to I've just been really enjoying my footy, really enjoying the club and all the people around it. Yeah, I think we had to change. We lost some guys and we brought some guys in this year, which kept things fresh, and it was a different dynamic, which was good to get a little bit more comfortable with, which was good. But yeah, I think it just comes back to I've just been really enjoying my footy.
Let's go back 11 and a half months now of such a disappointment in that grand final. How proud of you of what the club has done to reassert yourself at the top of this competition?
Yeah, really proud. I think the basis of the club was, obviously a very disappointing result, but the people that we've got in the club that are really driving it, I knew that we were going to bounce back better and stronger. Yeah, didn't quite go the way we wanted to, but so proud of the club, and not just the A grade, the B's, the C's, and the entire community of Glenunga. It's a really good place to be.
Enjoyed the week off?
Very much so, very much so. Body was sore and, certainly enjoyed the most of that week off.
30 votes, incredible. 25 last year, so 5 more votes that you've earned this year. The most interesting fact is you did play all 18 games. You're 28, so you're not old, but you're not young either. How do you stay physically in shape to keep fronting up each week?
I reckon there's a couple of blokes behind me that have a very funny answer for that one. I think it's, you've got to put in the work over the off. You've got to put in the work over the off season, and being someone like myself that's just an elite two-way runner, and no, I think it's the fact that I can go and rest forward, and I really don't do that much. I just sit inside the stoppage and bully people, so it's pretty easy for me.
Came from the Swans, of course. Everyone knows your story. Some time in the SNFL with South Adelaide, then with Sturt. Look, we understand this is community footy, but are you playing as good as you ever have right now to be just so in control of this competition?
I think this is certainly some of the best footy I've played. I think if you look at the guys and some of the names that have come back, Port District's brought in Matt Rose, Scott Lysette, Joey Haynes, Matt Nunn running around, Brad McKenzie, these types of guys, Josh Glenn, Louis Johnson, Cam Shenton, the list goes on, Jake Pittman. It is a really, really strong competition, so if you're not ready to go in at your best, then it's going to show.
You mentioned some names from Port District. You got a date with them on the weekend. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, very much so. I enjoy playing against the best teams, and the higher the stakes, the more I enjoy it. So I watched them on the weekend. They were ferocious at the contest, and the heat they brought early was really impressive. So we're going to have to be up for it, but I'm sure we're ready to go.
Incredible family. Your father, Graham, played NBL basketball for the Sydney Kings. Your brother, Ben, of course, an AFL footballer with the Adelaide Crows a couple of years ago. You've got some arguments over who's the star sports person of the family, I would have thought.
It's. I think Ben's probably got me there. He's actually willing to put in the work, so that's probably what the difference between us. But we're really blessed with it on the genetic side of it. My uncle will be the first one to tell you that he should have been playing professional golf, but there would have been a knee injury or shoulder injury or something that let him down. But not just that, but I'm really lucky that I've got my mum who played high-level sport herself, but she certainly critiques all my performances and let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. So, to have those guys in my corner is certainly a big asset for me.
Your heritage is Torres Strait Islander. I think Thursday Island specifically is where your ancestry is from. Your brother Ben designed one of the Crows' Indigenous Guernseys, I think in 2021. It featured the family totem, the hammerhead shark. I think it was something that you took a little bit of time to embrace, but just describe what your heritage and your ancestry means to you now.
Yeah, it certainly did. Especially where I grew up, it wasn't around a lot of Indigenous people and Indigenous culture. And us being our culture, we don't tend to just bump into or have connections with Torres Strait Islander people unless they're family. So it did take me a little bit of a while to wrap my head around it and start to learn and things like that. But once I did, it was certainly something that I've kept diving into. This year we were lucky enough that my brother actually designed our Indigenous Guernsey, and that was probably one of the proudest days of my life, being able to run out there, not only showing off my culture, but being able to play in a Guernsey that my brother designed was very, very special for not only me, but my family as well. Let's
bring in the coach, Nathan Grimer, who's dressed for the occasion. No, congratulations, mate. You're an old hat at this. Just firstly, the fella on my right, what has he meant to your football team and to your football club?
No, he's been great for the club. It is a great environment, a B, C and A grade. It's just somewhere where you can be and be yourself, and we definitely see a lot of that in Abe being himself. And he's a great leader, even the way he speaks, tonight, every time you interview him, he speaks well, he says the right things. He's been excellent. But even the guys behind him tonight, like you bring in guys to the club, Charlie Pridham had an outstanding year, Westy, Declan Fay, Tully Kennett. They allow Abe to do what he does, which is, he's the most dominant player in the competition, I believe. But I think he's very well supported by the other 39 guys that played A-grade footy for our club this year. And also a quick shout out to Tommy Boone, who got a runner-up in the B-grade medal as well. So well done to him.
Talking about your B grade, they're still thriving in the final series. Nice to have both A's and B's up there and still fighting in September?
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Abel, who's been a club legend, played in all 7 divisions, which will never be done again. He took on the B grade job and been a player coach in and out of the A's early in the year. They're a great young group, and even in our A grade this year, we've got 6 or 7 guys that will play this week that played in our losing B grade grand final last year. We've created a really strong environment where a lot of these guys hopefully are here long after I leave and can become either really good A grade players or just continue to build a culture where it's okay to play B or C grade. Our C grade won more games this year than they ever have previously, and the club's in a really, really good spot, and it'd be great to go one better in both grades this year, which would obviously mean getting some silverware for the club.
Really tense, tough game between Sacred Heart and Port District on the weekend. Looking forward to the date out here with Port.
Yeah, we generally front up pretty well. We've won about our last 20 on this ground. That's never really been the challenge for us because it's small. You can really play a tight defensive game, and I know that it will be a great game again on the weekend. And without looking too far ahead, the challenge for us has always been getting it done in the biggest day, and we've come up short twice. We lost a few guys last year. Mike Wunke retired, Sam Wunke moved interstate, Sam Smith went back to Glenelg in the Sample, Darcy Mitchell, who's been a great player for us, went back to his home club. That's 4 big guys. We used it as a great opportunity to bring in, as we said, some younger guys. Geordie West, obviously, as an older guy that hadn't played for 2 years, been outstanding in the ruck, the best ruck in the comp, I believe, and some young guys. But it's just created opportunity for our young guys to thrive, and to see Tommy Butterworth and Spenno Prowse and a few of those guys even pole votes tonight. It just shows how well the position the club's in. But try to keep it relaxed. I'm a pretty highly strung dude, and trying to let these guys enjoy the next few weeks and get them ready to try and win a premiership together.
You touched on Sam Abel, played in all 7 divisions. It's an amazing story. This club was in Division 7 in 2010, and here we are 14 years later on the verge of something pretty special. What would it mean for the footy club to do the ultimate and go from Division 7 to Premier in 14 years? Yeah,
I think, obviously we've never won a Div 1 flag in our 70-year history. It is our 70th year. I think we've had it pretty easy. The last couple of years is, going that last step from Div 2 to 1. We've got great resources. We've got a great group of off-field coaches, medical team. I think the real heroes were the guys that did the hard work in Div 7, Div 6, Div 5. When they were getting poached to play elsewhere, they could have walked away. And we had a past players club day here recently, and to hear some of the stories from these guys, we're very well supported. I think, we actually owe it to these guys to make that next step up when it matters, man up on the day and try and bring home some silverware that these guys can be proud of for the rest of the club's history. So,
Nathan, thank you. All the best on the weekend, all the best for the next couple of weeks and what's ahead for you. Abe, to wrap things up, I'm going to hand you the microphone, mate. I'm sure there's some people you'd like to thank.
Oh, don't do that to me. First and foremost to the club, love to rattle off the sponsors, but not going to do that. Thank you to the club, to Nath, all the assistant coaches, coaching staff, to all the players that let me do my thing and go about it, especially Westy, big fella, thanks for putting it down my throat. And then to Mum and to my brother, Mum that watches all my games, gives me all my critiques, and to my brother who usually just pots me after most of my performance, but that's all right. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.
Well done. Big round of applause for Abe Davis, our back-to-back Keith Sims medalist. It is an incredible achievement, just 4 back-to-back winners of the Keith Sims medal in the history that goes right back to 1911. Congratulations to Abe once again. What a massive weekend of Div 1 footy it's going to be. Of course, Glenunga here against Port District at Webb Oval in the second semi-final, and then we'll find that it is Sacred Heart Old Collegians and Payneham Norwood Union who are fighting for survival. Of course, that game will be played at Sacred Heart. All the best for everyone over the finals weekend and what's to come, but congratulate once again our 2024 Keith Sims medalist, Abe Davis.